What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got a great video for you guys today. We're going to talk about how you can hack Uber's destination filters to make more money. Before we jump in this video, we wanted to give a quick shout out to Work Solo. Work Solo is an incredible third-party pairing with Uber and Lyft. What Work Solo does is get you guaranteed pay. Yes, drivers can now get guaranteed pay. It works a lot like Uber's guarantees they offer a lot of times at the beginning of the week, but in a slightly different way. Uber's guarantees are almost impossible to hit sometimes unless you're working crazy hours, and even so, usually by the time you do hit that amount of rides, you've probably made the amount of money that they said you would make anyways, so they don't have to cover any difference. It's just a little tricky way of them to get people on the road. But with Work Solo's guarantees, it's based off community-driven driver data. So they're basing the hours you work and giving you the guarantees off that based on what you essentially should make according to other drivers. Now this is really awesome because if you go out one day and you know you need to make $100 to pay a bill, you can basically put that information in and they will cover the difference if you don't make it. This to me is one of the best things that has ever come out for rideshare drivers, hands down. One of the best parts is our listeners can get $10 just for signing up using the link in the description below, as well as our referral code and linking their first gig economy app like Uber or Lyft. So check that out, guys. Get your free $10. Let's jump into the video. So one of my favorite ways to make money during weekday driving, because I personally hate weekday driving. I primarily will only do weekends now, but occasionally I do some weekday driving, and I do it because of destination trips. Now, in most cases, I hate the destination filters because in most cases, they don't take me towards home like it's designed to. You put that sucker on at the wrong time of day, I mean, you'll just be giving little 3-minute rides, you know, slightly north, then slightly south, then slightly north, then slightly south, and it's technically taking you closer to home. It'll just take you 9 hours to get home, and a lot of times it ends up getting so far off the route that it's like, it's not even worth your time. But there's a way to use these where you will really increase your earnings. Now, the way that I use them is on the 3 consecutive ride bonuses. So if I see a good bonus on a certain day, so the ones I mean, ideally if it's like a, you know, $7 or additional 15, seven I was thinking more per ride, but usually, yeah, extra 15 bucks for these 3 rides in this zone, or it'll be an extra $3.50 per ride during this hour in this zone. So what I do is basically I get on the very outskirts of that zone right as it starts. Now, ideally, I want to get my first ride in this zone, right? But what'll happen is you just have to be in the zone. So I'll set my destination trip to essentially the most opposite point of the zone and get my first ride. And now it's taking me like a shorter ride, generally within the zone. It's usually like a $5 to $7 ride, but I don't really care about that because I just want that quick bonus. This is how I get like really efficient hours in. So once I get there, now I've got to just get my second ride. This is usually pretty easy to do as long as it's a relatively decent time of day, and it usually is because they don't really offer these for crappy times of day. So the main goal I have in mind is staying in the zone, right? So now I drop off, I've got a little bit of time. I'm generally, if I haven't gotten a ride, if you do, I mean, that's kind of even better, but I would say most cases now I feel like I'm waiting 5 minutes to get a ride. I set a destination trip now, basically anywhere else in the zone, opposite side. I always base it off where I'm at, and I want to just get rides that are going in the zone. If it's like a 30-minute ride, this is like the only time I decline longer rides. I decline them until I get something that's like 5 minutes and keeps me in the radius. And then for that third ride, what I do is then I set a destination for the filter. Now, obviously, you gotta pick and choose, but usually the second one is the one I compromise the destination trip on. So the first ride, I'll do a destination trip. Second one, I'm just declining until I get one that keeps me in. Third ride, destination trip to the airport, usually a better ride anyways. And then I can tag that bonus on top of it. So what it looks like for me often is that $5 to $7 on the first ride, ideally like about the same on the second ride. Depending on where your airport is at will vary this cost, but for me, like usually and where these are at, like I'm getting like a $10 to $15 ride on that third one. And this is all in the span of an hour. So a lot of times, even without tips, I'm looking at about, you know, 20 to 25 bucks off of the 3 rides, and then getting that bonus on top of it, which is, you know, that's always going to vary, but 7 to 15 bucks give or take, right? So now I'm looking at like a $30 to $35 hour. On top of that, you throw some tips in and you can literally be looking at a $40 to $45 hour. So that's like my little trick for, geez, sorry guys, let me silence that. But that's my little trick for how I basically make better money on the weekdays. And like I said, I don't really do weekday driving, but whenever I see those bonuses, I use the destination trips to essentially make a little bit more money. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it helps. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out Play Octopus, linked in the description below. Get your free tablet just for signing up using our code. Stay safe out there more than anything, guys, and stay tuned for more updates.